outside again, and we got an old school classic special for you today. We got the Kawasaki 2000 Zx9R up in the place. Let's deal with this. Type 4 transverse inline 4 DOHC 16 valve 900cc carburetors, 143 to 144 brake horsepower at 11,000 rpm, 101 newton meters, that's 74.4 pounds-foot of torque at 9,000 rpm. Top speed 170 to 174 miles per hour with a 6-speed consistent mesh gearbox, chain driven, wet multi-plate clutch, aluminium frame, dry weight 183 kg, that's 403 pounds, fuel capacity 19 litres, dual discs, 6-spot calipers on this generation, and the rear has a single disc. Front suspension 46mm fully adjustable USD forks, and the rear fully adjustable monoshock with piggyback reservoir. Front tyres 120/70 ZR17, and the rears 180/55 ZR17. Ram air intake system, revised chassis geometry versus earlier C model, lighter crankshaft and rotating assembly, strong mid-range compared to contemporary liter bikes, known for being a fast, stable road bike rather than a razor-sharp track tool. Okay, now let's take this baby out for a spin. Let's go. Alright, so from the jump, seat's nice and comfortable. Throttle response, it's almost immediately when you twist that, she just wants to go. Completely different to like my Zx9R as you've seen on the channel before. First gear alone, I'm sure you could get about 60-70 out of first gear alone, which will probably put you on a vertical lift. Crazy stuff. Definitely a massive difference in this one as opposed to a 7. It's quite wet. I ain't gonna do anything stupid. Obviously, don't want to speed and all of that. Yeah, this could definitely get you into trouble. So it's like, oh gosh. Yeah, the wind is not good. Wind is not good at all, man. In terms of this bike here, yeah, man, this bike can be a problematic, man. This bike's definitely a problem. You see, when you twist this here, she just wants to go, 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 go. There's no stopping her. People do have all these new bikes, the you know, the BMW S1000RR, the R1s, the R6s and stuff. But if you just want a cheap bike that's more or less like a litre, a bike to just have some fun with for cheap, go for something like this. I mean, how long's it been? A good few days. This bike makes me want to go out on my bike. This actually makes me want to go out. I actually find this bike fun. It's real fun, man. It's not too bad on your back. It's actually quite comfortable. The 7 has you fully down like that because the clip-ons are kind of set downwards. I can't explain it. And it only takes, you know, a fraction of a degree or whatnot on these clippers, the clip-on, sorry, and it will just change the whole experience of the ride. This one, believe it or not, it's a little bit more up. It feels a little bit sports tourish. It feels like I could be on this for a hot minute, maybe a couple of hours, and it won't give me no issues. But the 7, yeah, I can't lie, that used to really mess with my back when I first had it. I think I kind of got used to it. But yeah, this even the seat itself is quite comfortable. The weight on this, when you open it up, it's not gonna it doesn't give you that feeling like an R6, like it just wants to just go straight up. It's quite planted. I mean, look at me now, I'm probably in like 3rd gear doing
you know, up to about 30 miles an hour, and she's still comfortable doing this. She's quite heavy, not the lightest of bikes, but it just makes you feel a bit more planted. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, the one thing that really annoys me about this bike, and I don't understand why they do it, well, I think I do, I think it's something to do with weight reduction and stuff, but there's no flipping fuel gauge. Like, it's really annoying to be riding a bike and have no fuel gauge. All this looking down the tank malarkey is craziness. Like, just put a flipping fuel gauge on it, man. What's wrong with you? Not even a light, like nothing at all, you know. Just just the bike and the tank. So every minute you have to look down the tank. But what I've been trying to do with my old bike is go onto Google, type in how many miles do you get per tank, right? And once you fill up, just reset the trip meter. And that's the best you can do. So let's just say, for example, it said you could do 200 miles off a full tank. When I'm at about 150, I'm gonna start, you know what I mean, thinking about fuel. That's how I do it. But yeah, that's all I've had though, guys. Old Kawasaki's. The first bike I ever had was a Zx9R G1. My second bike was my Zx9R 98. And then that is my third one. And this is a 2000 Zx9R. So I think I better stay with the Sakis. I think after this, I'm going to have to get myself a Zx10R, mate. And take one for the team. But this... oh, this is stupid. It is stupid. For what it is, it's stupid. So I know that guys have got R1s, new things and all that, yeah, but this, yeah, is definitely... I'll tell you something, yeah, if you had a guy on a brand new shape R1 Big Bang, and you had a guy on this that had the fucking bollocks, you'd probably have him. I can't lie. Because I think sometimes with bikes it's about who's the bravest. Are you brave enough to open that up and just don't stop? Me, I'm stopping. I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life at all. I want to get home to the family, eat some food, drink some tea. In fact, I don't even drink tea, I don't know what I'm talking about. But you get the drift, innit? That's that. So anyway, in terms of using this as a daily, of course you can use this as a daily. I don't see why not. You've got all the power you need. And it's also alright at low RPMs. Look, I'm at 2000 RPM. I can just twist it and I can go if I need to. Like, can't really go wrong with it, to be fair. Oh, mate. If you just squeeze that, you get me? It just, it's just animalistic, mate. It's nuts. Love plant. And that's just being tame. Nowhere up there in the rev range. Mate, you know, you can just feel it. No, I'm not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that.
So my verdict is the power is amazing, it sounds amazing, it pops and bangs, the brakes are good, and the comfort for a sports bike is great. Weight wise, it's a perfect balance. Cons, no fuel gauge, no ABS, and no traction control. But these might not even be cons. The bottom line is, this is a machine with no assist. Just you, a 900cc engine, 2 wheels and some brakes. The question is, are you brave enough to own one? So now we've reached the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you like what we're doing over here, please don't forget, hit the like, share, comment, subscribe. We out.